Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is August 2nd. It's Wednesday. It's just coming on 6 a.m. over on the East Coast, and you have been rug pulled. That is correct. You have been rug pulled. You have been rug pulled.
And a string of
Dow futures are down greater than 0.5%, down 200 points. The NASDAQ already down greater than 1%, down 183 points. The S&P down 0.8%, 36.25 points, and off the lows, okay? Off the lows. We were down 1% already today. We've discussed this. We've discussed this. We've discussed this. Everybody has had more than adequate time to be prepared for this and be able to reap the rewards.
Rocco!
As we have further dated positions. The QQQ, this will be the third time they will be able to be flipped and still have 3 weeks on them. The Russell 2000 down 1.22%. Everybody is very fucking clearly oversold. Oversold. Go over onto your Nikkei. Nikkei 4-hour oversold, down below the 50-day moving average, down 2.2%. FTSE down 1.5%, right down to the 20-day moving average. The DAX down 1.37%, right down to the 10-day moving average. Shared everything as best I possibly could, both in chat, both in email, to get everyone prepared for this and ready, even though we still have Big Daddy Apple to report on Thursday, which will absolutely clarify whether or not we are going to get what we're projecting for. Now, yesterday, fuck off, 17 points on the NDX or on the SPX. 17-point range. Closed red, closed below the open, 10-point gap down. Absolutely weak. But then again, doesn't matter. Traded the puts yesterday, 45.65, 45.60, had the very clear reason why we took the trade. More important to me that you know why the trade is being alerted, why it's being taken, than to just go out there and be a monkey pushing fucking buttons and following and saying, I made money. I lost money. When you make money, it's your fault. When you lose money, it's my fault. Love how that fucking game works. 45.31 is minus 1%. Today is day 18 and day 67. I've shared with you what I have already in the alert room as to how those numbers work out. So come over onto the QQQ, and the QQQ, again, 2 days trading less than 3 points. Pathetic. And you see what's taking place today as we are already here. Looking at our SPX, and again, 4607 had our sell down, had our gap up, and we've gone nowhere. Friday, Monday, Tuesday, nowhere. Credit spreads, cha-ching. Here's our gap to be filled down at 45.36. This is almost where we came down to overnight. Almost. Come over onto the QQQ. I'll come back to the SPX because I got some stuff to talk about that. Come over onto the QQQ, and here is your gap from that Friday, that big gap up that we had after that big sell-off. Back up to that 384.28. How many times? How many times can you get back into that trade? You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do 3, you can do 4. Here you are down here. Lows of the day are 377.43. You haven't even touched filling this gap, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go and zoom out to see where the real test is, down here at 375. So leave the QQQ. Here is AMD. AMD off their earnings. Like I said, I have zero opinion on AMD. Could go either way. I have no idea how many times they're going to use the noun AI. Even though their sales have been declining like everybody else, their margins have been getting smaller and smaller. 117.60 the close, currently at 118.60. Every single person who bought or who bought calls or bought puts is going to get a big, giant, dry gorilla fist shoved up their ass today. Uber. It just keeps on paying. Got down to that reality level, 47.50, really quick yesterday, broke down below it later into the day, and here overnight, here we are down at 44.45. It just keeps paying. So I will go back to the SPX in a minute, but I am going to bring your attention to and update it with you while we are here on the screen. And yeah, guess what? Big, scary, scary, scary gap to be filled. Big, scary gap over here on the VIX. And the VIX came up here right to that 1622. For me, it says get out of your shorts. Gap filled from last week right here overnight, or the upside gap. We almost filled it intraday. Big, big, big gap here to be filled here on the VIX. Not something that you want to be playing around with, because we're getting movements, but we're not getting commitments. And those commitments are what you need in order to actually justify the theory and the forecast that we are getting that move. So I will leave you here with this. And people are asking, why is this happening? Why is this going on? Why is this all taking place? Well, all right. This is your 2009 bottom. Right here is your H1N1 virus, right here in 2010. Right here. Go look it up. April, March 2010. This is when the H1N1 virus broke out and everybody fucking freaked out, blah, blah, blah. We had our little dip. This right here, where I'll zoom you in here, this is when the debt ceiling filled. They had the debt ceiling problem. Nobody wanted to vote on it. You can go and research this and look through it. And this is what you're looking at here. July 22 of 2011, right over here to August 9th of 2011. That massive shake to the downside. I might have it charted somewhere or plotted. I don't believe I do. I am not sure. I think I have it somewhere, but I will still try and play around with this while we're talking. But yeah, you had right there, May 2011, and you had your big, big move down to the downside. I think it's under history. It might be. That's my last try. Anyway, I obviously don't have it plotted here. This was your May 2011 top, 1370.58. And then here was your bottom here in October, down almost 30% over the course of that drop. And all of this was because the U.S. lost their ratings. Their Fitch cut their ratings down to the same thing that happened last night, and you had a major market reaction. Well, that's the exact same thing that you're looking at right now, and it's the exact same reason why you are seeing this little bit of a rug pull that's taking place. Now, we have Apple and we have Amazon. Amazon is a backup singer. Apple is the main show. That's the main show. That's Cardi B. So if someone can throw a drink on Apple in their earnings, and an Apple manages to throw their microphone and you can still hear Apple singing in the background, then you know it's all bullshit, because it's just lip syncing this AI crap, and we're all going to hell in a handbasket, and we're going to be able to play our dip as we expected. So anyway, more than enough that you need for today. If you don't own puts and you're going to buy puts today, Look in the mirror and say, am I a moron? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I a moron? Come back and ask me what's the best strike for you to buy. You've had more than a week to get ready for this. Emails, there's a plethora of them.